Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue with a new Pathetically Unfiltered. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. I do news and reactions, and if you are not new, welcome back. Let's dive into the sarcasm. So we are going to talk about Erika Kirk and JD Vance. Apparently, Turning Point USA is not doing as well as they had anticipated. You can only ride on somebody's unaliving for so long. Erika Kirk made this accusation that she was receiving threats on attending whatever event they had planned, but yet the Vice President of the United States was able to attend without repercussion. I mean, one would think if someone is getting some type of a threat and then not go to an event so that they could protect their lives, why wouldn't the vice president do the same thing?
High school in North Phoenix is scheduled to host a special guest speaker next week, but it's stirring some controversy. It's the widow of Charlie Kirk, who was a major voice in conservative politics.
The event comes after Erika Kirk pulled out of an event on Tuesday because of her safety concerns.
Yo, I'm sorry, that intro is crazy. It's actually not funny that Erika Kirk is low-key trying to groom another whole-ass high school in Phoenix, but the way they just introed her feels like a bit out of the Drewski skit.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs.
Because Charlie Kirk's widow, as they so eloquently introed her on the local news here, sparked another high school revolt against her and the controversy-riddled Turning Point USA.
The turnout. I have to say, doesn't anybody find that strange? Imagine if just a normal average person, somebody who's not on television, and their husband passed away tragically, and at the funeral parlor, they wanted to make this grand entrance. How disrespectful is that? I don't understand how anyone is okay with this or looking at it like this is completely normal. We have gone far beyond normalizing the craziest shit we see day after day, what's going on in front of us with social media. And then later on, realizing that you've been had, now you want to sit there and complain about it. How could this happen? Well, because you didn't do any critical thinking and any type of thorough research or investigation.
It was so bad that if we go back and re-watch that Fox News clip, they're actually showing you fake footage. Well, it's not fake footage, it's real footage, but it's fake B-roll because it's from old Turning Point events.
You really can't make this shit up, folks, but you can make fun of it. So be sure to subscribe to The Really American Resistance to help us humiliate these hateful hypocrites. And as if all of this MAGA influencer indoctrination drama wasn't already piping hot enough, I do have a massive update on the Benny Grinder Johnson gay scandal MAGA Civil War situation from yesterday later in the video, which fittingly is a mouthful, just like Benny likes it, allegedly.
But you see, Benny, it's really easy for anyone to admit that they have sex with men outside of marriage.
But let's first start here with Erika Kirk.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America.
Whoops, sorry, mixed up my footage there. Understandable mistake. The resemblance is uncanny.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man.
Yeah, as I covered last month, that was her.
Someone help me understand this fucking nonsense. I'm not even kidding. What she just said. Go back a little bit to this screen over here, especially a young white young man, and you've got this guy over here, clearly not white, nodding his head. Seriously, did he go home to his mom and say, this lady said this, and everybody's okay with it? We have a serious problem here in the United States of America. The problem is racism. And nobody wants to deal with it. Lately, on these TikTok lives that I've just been observing, there are a lot of people who have a problem confronting the fact they have received some type of privilege because of their skin color. They don't want to believe that it's any type of education. They don't want to believe that it is hard work that has garnered them. I'm not saying all white people have not experienced maybe not getting that promotion they were looking for, but best believe when it came to the chopping block, which I have personally seen working at different law firms, it's always the people of color who get let go first before anybody else. And for Erika Kirk to just sit there and be like, oh, the protection, fuck you, Erika Kirk. Fuck you and the hole that you came out of. Let's just call it what it is. I've seen all of those videos. You're talking about, oh, you've never dated. Yes, you have. You were on a dating show. Who are you fooling? You are just there to make money, and that's it. And again, I don't begrudge anyone for wanting to make money. We all should be able to make money. But when you're making money at the cost of a life or the things that you're saying to make money off of that person, maybe things would be different if your husband would be here. He would still be spewing his own propaganda. But I guess, alas, you needed the front row seat so that you could be seen. And how is anybody okay with this? I'm just speculating. I'm not insinuating that she's part of anything. I'm just an observer.
You're a young man, especially a young white male man.
Yeah, as I covered last month, that was her highly controversial and failed attempt to indoctrinate a high school in Arkansas into joining the Turning Profit USA MAGA money cult.
Today, Governor Sanders has flown in Erika Kirk to announce an abuse of her state power. They will attempt to force ideological, partisan, political clubs into public high schools and universities across the state.
And somehow, this second attempt in Phoenix went way worse.
Erika Kirk is set to be a guest speaker right here at Pinnacle High School next Friday. The school sent a letter to parents saying there would be increased security that day. That was enough to upset some parents who contacted 12 News. And some students told me they may just skip school that day because of their own safety concerns.
Right, because nothing says pro-life like putting high school students' safety at risk so you can turn a profit at their school.
I don't know why she's coming here, to be honest. I think the topics that she talks about is too extremist for a school. I think there's better representatives that we can have.
That was Pinnacle High School senior Francisco Sanchez. He and other students told 12 News the campus was abuzz on Wednesday. Word spread that Erika Kirk, who now leads the conservative Turning Point USA, was coming to speak for Club America, a youth group for her organization. Erika Kirk on Tuesday pulled out of a huge Turning Point event in Georgia with Vice President J.D. Vance. A Turning Point spokesman said she had received some very serious threats. On Tuesday, Pinnacle High School, part of the Paradise Valley School District, sent parents this letter. It said Kirk would share her personal journey and life experiences with club members. And the event would be optional only for club members and one invited guest. The letter also said we will have an increased security presence on campus during the event.
Imagine having to go to school and knowing full well that there is going to be a presence who is really looked upon as a problem. This is not a person who is inspirational, influential in any type of way. These are people who are coming into high schools. If they can go into junior high schools, hell, if they can go into elementary schools and try and infiltrate their message there, they would do it. Because after all, this is about indoctrination. This isn't about spreading the word of God. No, this is about control. The same way, you know what's coming out of my mouth next. Say it with me. The same way Jim Jones, right? The same way Jim Jones lured his followers into Guyana. Even before he lured his followers into Guyana, he was already working them as a child. He was observant. He was watching what these preachers were doing to their congregation. And he practiced as a child, and when he grew up, he knew exactly what to do. L. Ron Hubbard, the leader of Scientology, and now you've got somebody running it, and you have people defecting from this Scientology because it's all the same thing. Heaven's Gate, David Koresh. I mean, I can go on and on and on and list so many leaders who were trying to lure their congregation with a bunch of bullshit. This is the same exact thing.
Another student, Tyler Jackson, told us he appreciated Erika Kirk coming to his school.
It's good to bring awareness to the mission that her husband had. I think it's good to have people hear another perspective.
Which, let's be honest, is not totally on him, right? Especially if he's being fed like the right-wing loser alpha male type of content. He might not know how big of a fucking grift Turning Point and their politics are. I mean, Look at what Candace Owens exposed.
They're actually showing you fake footage. Well, it's not fake footage, it's real footage, but it's fake B-roll because it's from old Turning Point events. This is how sloppy the Hasbro is. We'll show you this. We'll scroll here. Not the venue. Not the venue. Yet in the corner it says Andrew Colvett via X on Tuesday because it says Athens, Georgia. This is not true. This is true propaganda. And we took a closer look at it, and they actually spliced together 3 separate events so that they could show something of substance when Andrew spoke. That is humiliating. That is humiliating. And he's there pitching a story, a sad story about why they couldn't do it because it's your guy's fault.
Yeah, that is humiliating. But like I said, this also couldn't have come at a worse time for the MAGA money laundering cult of intellectually dishonest online influencers.
I don't think people understand how bad the last few days have been for MAGA online influencers. Recently, MAGA creator and Elon Musk's baby mama, Ashley St. Clair, dropped a bombshell on Twitter, explaining into great depth how coordinated the MAGA online ecosystem is. She became a Turning Point USA operative when she was just 19 years old. St. Clair goes on to say that most MAGA influencers are corralled in group chats and unleashed on Twitter with positions, campaigns, and propaganda that they are hired for like any other content creator campaign. Most of these campaigns are paid by consulting firms that don't have to disclose these expenses to the FEC because they aren't considered a goods sold transaction. She goes on to say that 99% of MAGA influencers online that you see are paid or receiving some form of compensation for their actions. These paid statements could be for a war to prop up a politician, or even a scripted response to stuff like, let's say, the files. These are marching orders. There is zero free thinking here.
Which, like, that's not a shock, right? I mean, it's crazy to hear it spoken, but, like, we fucking knew. Which, by the way, real quick, just humble brag here, I guess. I really appreciate how we can be so honest with all of y'all online, and just how much you guys appreciate it, because we've never taken money to fucking shoot talking points for the Democrats or the obviously not the Republicans, but I don't know. I just appreciate that y'all just appreciate the integrity that we have here at Really American.
So now I'm going to play the rest of this video with Ashley St. Clair talking about Benny Johnson. Now, I'm not going to get too much into Benny Johnson because I am still digging information on what's up with all of that nonsense. But I did cover him a little bit when he was on with that lady when they were talking about like the Triple K law or some bullshit that they both looked stupid trying to explain, which defeated the whole purpose. Oh, it had to do with Don Lemon. It defeated the whole purpose of what they were trying to explain. And you saw the stupid look on their faces like, we just brought up something that didn't help us. But typical MAGA non-critical thinking.
Here is the latest video from Ashley St. Clair in the Benny Grinder Johnson gay scandal saga that we covered yesterday, where she absolutely goes the fuck off. And like I said yesterday, whether what she's saying is true or not, which again is very credibly alleged.
Everybody knows what went on with Benny Johnson in those lobbies and in those hotel rooms at SAS. Everybody knows.
I don't. No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Men. Younger men, not underage. At least I don't know that. His wife was crying drunk in the lobby 3 SASs in a row about how her husband was upstairs with boys.
The whole reason I even give a shit about this drama or want to talk about it is because it is so cathartic and so prophetic watching MAGA tear themselves apart from the inside because they're all paid influencers by foreign governments or arms of the alt-right pipeline. None of them actually mean any fucking thing they say. None of it is authentic. And this is such blatant hypocritical proof.
Since I came out about Benjamin Grinder Johnson, people have been threatening to expose me, so I'm just gonna do it myself. In case you didn't know, I've had sex with men outside of marriage. And in college, I used to, not only would I smoke weed, but I would mix it with, they call it a spliff actually, and if. But you see, Benny, it's really easy for anyone to admit that they have sex with men outside of marriage. We all like to get our whistle wet, okay? I'm less interested in that, though. I think everyone will be very interested in your financials and the story of how Benny Johnson came to be in the first place. TTFN.
Fuck all these self-hating, hypocritical homophobes. Benny Johnson, I'd tell you to suck my dick, but I don't want you knocking down my door. Erika Kirk, quit while you're ahead, girl. Stop trying to groom these kids into your fucking cult. But you know what? Candace Owens and Ashley St. Clair, much as I may disagree with them on a fundamental level, y'all keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Here's the thing that's really bothersome. Things that I have heard time and time again on TikTok for years now, how people would be accusatory of people on the left that were talking about news like Harry Sisson or Parker or Dean, anybody who's on that side who are getting paid money for their content. And, you know, people are paying them. And you have people on the right accusing them of making money off of the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, the ones who's really making the money on the right, they're the ones who's getting paid that sneaky money to serve you lies, to serve you the propaganda. And you don't want to believe it. You want to believe the lies because the lies make you feel good. It's like comfort. And I don't understand that. Look, I've been clean now the last 34 years. During my early days of recovery, I did not want to accept that I was an addict. I wanted to put that past me and find a way to live and maybe be able to drink or something like that. And come to find, none of that was true. I could not do anything safely because of an addiction. Now, people can get addicted to gambling. They can get addicted to apps. They can get addicted to almost anything to get outside of themselves. And I really believe in some form or another, a lot of these MAGA people are addicted to the lies. It gives them some kind of weird comfort. I just cannot understand. Why would you enjoy being lied to? If you have a response, put it in the comment. Because that's the part that I just don't get. So with all that being said, this is Maribel Blue signing off. You must be a subscriber in order for you to comment on this video. And as always, remember, be good to each other, be good to yourselves, and most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.